Hi, and welcome to Yoga with Tana. So from the title, as you know, we're working with the lower body today. So just beginning with stretching legs in front of you. And if you want to use the cushion to sit on, or if you have a favorite blanket, just make yourself nice and comfortable. And we'll begin by looking down at the feet and starting to wiggle the toes here. And taking ourselves back to the beginning of the day in our mind, and just thinking back of when you got out of bed, put your feet down, and you start to walk around. And now with your feet, just start to draw circles with your ankles. And as you walked about, maybe from room to room in your house, maybe you ventured outside, and then reversing the circles, let's go the other way. And even if you're watching this first thing in the morning, chances are that you will be taking quite a few steps today, and you'll be using your legs and feet. So the point is, our legs carry our weight and take us from one place to the other place. We use them a lot, and today is the day when we show some love and appreciation. And next, I want you to point your toes down. And not just the lower part, we'll be doing something for the upper body as well. So at the end of this practice, you'll feel balanced. But our main focus is on our feet today and legs. So just flex now and send your heels away. So just pointing and flexing a few times. And have your hands maybe resting onto your thighs, on your quads here. Just notice how that movement affects those muscles. And even the muscles around your knees and the back of your legs, so your calves. And now that we've explored that, and we have our intention nice and clear, let's take a few breaths. Just maybe closing your eyes. And I want you to breathe into your lower body. And I know this might sound silly, but just imagine, just like in breathing into your lungs, we can feel the chest move and expand, and in your belly, you're feeling a movement as you breathe in and out. This same kind of feeling of expanding and creating space is what we want to bring into our lower body here. So if it helps, imagine that your lungs are located in your lower body and you can breathe directly into it. And then bring that energy of expansion, strength, and anything else that you might need. Imagine you can breathe that into your lower body. And then just breathing and moving that energy into the upper body. So expanding the whole body has that sense of spaciousness, strength, and anything else you might want to add into your practice today. And then as you slowly exhale, we'll start to shift and go here, from here onto our hands and knees. So placing your knees directly under your hips and your hands under your shoulders. I want you to look between your knees and align your feet with your knees. Have your fingers nice and wide and spread, so your index finger is pointing towards the front of your mat. And as you inhale next, drop your chest, shoulders go back. And as you exhale, round your spine and lift your belly. Inhaling, smiling with your collarbone. Exhaling, pressing into your fingertips and the base of your palms. Just as you do a few more rounds of this breathing, I'll explain what I mean. So when I say press into your fingertips, you're pressing into the tips here, and the base of your palm is pressing down, but the middle of your palm is actually almost lifted off the ground. So if you think of your hands as suction pads, that might help you. And this really engages your arms. And we feel our muscles working in our upper back as well. It helps to protect our elbows, especially if you tend to be super flexible. After your next exhale, let's extend your right leg back. So you're pressing your toes down and you're sending your right heel away from you. Stretching your right calf muscle here. And your arms stay long. Same kind of pressure on your palms here. Inhale, bring your right heel above your toes. Connect with your core. So you're lifting your belly button up. And then lift your left knee so you step into your plank. And here I'm going to give you a couple of options. Inhale, drop your knees is option 1. Drop your chest as you exhale. Roll your shoulders back and down. And slide forwards and up into your cobra. Now as you bend your knees, send your hips towards your heels and lift up into what we call a downward dog. So that's your option 1 as we warm up. And option 2 is going back into that plank. And from here, lowering down into low plank and sliding up. Knees can stay down or lifted. And you either roll over your toes or step your right and left foot. And we'll end up into downward dog as well. So choose the option that suits your mood today. From your downward dog, inhale, lift your right leg and bend that knee, so really opening the right hip here. And look between your hands. Start to circle around your right hip. One direction and the other direction. And another inhale. Right hip opens. Come onto the toes of your left foot, so your left heel lifts. Inhale and step that right foot between your hands. And you might need to grab your leg physically and lift it forwards. We're aiming to get the heel directly under your knee. Inhale here, nice long spine and neck. And on the exhale, bring your left knee towards the ground. Now place both hands inside your foot and walk that right foot towards the edge of your mat. So giving yourself that space to keep the collarbone open, shoulders stay back as we settle into what we call a lizard pose here. So imagine same way here, like we were breathing into our lower body. Imagine you can breathe into your left thigh and groin area and bring that sense of space, openness. At the same time, press your right heel firmly into your mat, so you're not collapsing. Your arms are long, so you're pressing into your fingertips. Really search for the lengthening in your left thigh. Breathe in that space and openness. Great. And then from here, we're going to place left hand in the middle of the mat. As you bring your right hand to rest on your right knee, peel your right foot off the mat, opening that knee out to the side. And this is where we might stay, or if you want to stay in a lizard. These are all just options. If it's okay, stretch your right arm, opening your right shoulder. Maybe here is enough for you. Maybe you want to bend your back leg and reach for the back foot, bringing that back heel towards you, really kind of feeling it in that quad now. As you open the chest, rotating chest towards the ceiling. And your left hand stays nice and long, fingertips and the palm is pressing down. One more inhale and slowly releasing that back foot. As you exhale, hands come down. Walk your foot to the middle of your mat. Inhale, lift that back knee. Exhale, you're stepping back into your plank, both legs back. Connect with your core and select option 1 or 2 here. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Nice. And on inhale, lift both heels. Exhale, bring both knees to the floor. And invite you to take child's pose here. So maybe your arms are forwards, knees together. Maybe your knees are wide and your arms are by your side. So there's always some variations and things you can do to select what you need. As you breathe here, I just want you to focus inwards for a few breaths on how you feel. Warm up on the other side. So when you're ready, come back to hands and knees. Align your feet, place your fingers nice and wide, and begin to inhale, opening your chest. And if you choose to look up here, looking between your eyebrows, and as you exhale, looking towards your belly button. You can have your eyes closed as well if you want to go inwards. A few more rounds of breathing this way. Really rounding and lifting the spine as you exhale. Extending arms really long. And inhaling, allowing the collarbone to open. Allowing the chest to stretch down. And after your next exhale, going back to neutral spine. Extending your left leg, so send your heel away from you. Bring that stretch into your left calf. Good, inhale. Bring that left heel above your toes. And the right knee comes up, so you're in your plank. Going for option 1 or option 2. Knees and chest or low plank, cobra or upward dog. And as you send your hips up, find yourself in downward dog. And just pedaling your feet, stretching heels towards the ground. On your inhale, let's take the left leg up and bend your knee to open the left hip. And begin to circle around your left hip. Look between your hands. Keep those hands nice and glued to your mat. And inhale, look between your hands, lift on toes of your right foot, and step your left foot forwards between your hands, nice long spine, and slowly release your right knee to the ground. And the same here. Let's walk that left foot to the edge of your mat. Hands come inside of the foot. Have your hands whichever distance feels comfortable for you and allows you to keep your shoulders nice and open. Bring that awareness into your right groin, right thigh, and your left heel is pressing down firmly into the mat. So we're not collapsing our hips down. It's more about lengthening the front of your right hip, finding length in your thigh, breathing that space. Breathing maybe a sensation of warmth, strength, openness, whatever you might need from your practice today. One more inhale, exhale. And now bringing your right hand in the middle of the mat as you start to peel your right foot off and resting your left hand on your knee here. So opening that left hip as you allow your right hip to drop. Now maybe stay here, maybe open the arm and reach back. So opening that left shoulder, reaching fingertips back, pressing your right hand into the mat. Maybe lifting the back foot as you twist and lift your heart towards the ceiling, allowing your hips to sink down. One more inhale, and as you exhale, let's release that back leg, both hands down. Bring your left foot between your hands, inhaling, lifting that back knee, and stepping back into your plank as you exhale. And your choice of the flow, either knees, hips, or low plank. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Fingertips pressing, toes nice and wide. Inhale, lift both heels and exhale. Knees drop down, maybe taking a child's pose again. Our next, the most important part of this practice, so really bringing some ease into our feet and legs. So come back to your legs outstretched in front of you, and I'll tell you to bend your right leg. So I'm just mirroring you in case you need to look at the screen, but if you can follow instructions, even better. Without looking. So you're placing your fingers between each toe, and this you're working on your right foot. So you're spreading your toes, and it's more like your ankle, your lower leg that's resting on your left thigh. And we'll begin to circle here. And I'm not using my ankle to circle, it's my hand that's guiding the movement. So I'm not engaging anything in my foot or ankle, it's just nice and relaxed. So changing direction as well, going the other way. And then releasing your foot, maybe squeezing your toes and foot here. And then placing that foot to rest on your thigh. So this isn't always available for everyone. If you feel this is uncomfortable, you might want to support your knee, or you might want to skip this altogether. And gently resting your right hand on your right leg here. You might want to gently guide it towards the ground. Never want to use the word push, so we're gently pressing, guiding down, but any pain or anything, please skip this one. It isn't necessary to do every single thing that we do. Do what works for you. As I've said before, I'm sure that we're all so different. We can't expect the same postures to feel or look in the same way. So our practice is unique to us. So from here, let's lift that leg. So your right leg and right foot is super flexed. You can either hold it in your hand and hug towards your chest, or another option is to place your flexed foot into the crease of your left elbow and then hug it towards you. And then beginning the movement of kind of rocking it backwards and forwards here. Great. And releasing slowly, placing your right leg down, but keeping the right knee bent. So I'm going to turn this way. So here, as you grab hold of your foot, and you might want to use a strap here or a towel, or you might want to hold your ankle instead. Slowly lifting that leg and extending it forwards. So you might not completely straighten it, you might choose to have it bent, especially if you have quite tight hamstrings. So just see what works for you here. Breathe in and try and keep that space and openness in your collarbone. And send that breath into your lower body. Send it to where you can feel the stretch is happening. Sending that some space and warmth. And just take one more breath in here. As you exhale, bend that right leg. Release it down and just shake your knees. And then we're ready to do the other side. So you're bending your left leg, resting it over your right thigh and spreading your toes, placing fingers between each toe. As you gently squeeze your toes, begin to circle your left ankle. Again, just to clarify, my foot is relaxed, my ankle is relaxed. The movement comes from my hand. Just reverse the circles now. Guide your foot and ankle in the opposite direction. And releasing your toes here. Place your foot to rest on your right thigh. So again, gently rest your left hand on your left leg. And you might wish to gently press, or you might wish to support, or you might wish to skip this altogether. You might feel a lovely stretch at the top of your foot or ankle here, but we do not want to have any intense pain. So lifting that left leg up now as you flex your foot, hand holding your leg towards you, or your flexed foot goes in the crease of your elbows. You hug your lower leg and begin to move your knee towards your left shoulder. And you'll probably feel this around your left glute or thigh, hip. Again, we're quite different, so you might feel it differently. And releasing the leg now, just placing your left foot down. Your knee stays bent as you reach for the sole of your foot, either using the strap, holding your ankle see what works. You can always pause here to get what you need, and then lengthening your leg forwards. Maybe leg stays bent depending on how your hamstrings are feeling today. Breathing into your leg. Bring awareness into what is happening for your left leg. Where do you feel it? Sending warmth and space and anything you need. And after you exhale, bending that leg, releasing it down. Let's bring soles of our feet together for our final posture here. And this might feel nice for you, which we call a butterfly pose, but you might wish to have your feet further away from you, changing it slightly, but actually quite drastically the feeling might change for you. So if this isn't working, try this. And you can have holding your feet here or your ankles. Let's begin by moving the knees up and down. And just keeping awareness as well on your spine. Try and keep your back nice and straight. If this isn't happening and you feel like you're really rounding here and struggling, just bring something under your butt. So blanket, pillow, whatever works and helps you keep your back straight. So one more inhale, exhale, and we are going to stop moving the knees and focus on bringing the knees towards the ground. And you might want to start to open your feet with your hands. This might change the sensation or might help to open the hips for you. And only if you wish from here to lean a bit forwards, you can. Again, we're all so different, so please tailor the practice to you and do what works for you today. I try to avoid using the word push, as I've heard it before in some classes. It somehow really does not agree with me and the way that I teach. It somehow implies that we need to push past our limits or force ourselves to do something that our ego wants to do rather than what our body is willing to do. So do please listen to your body and be kind to yourself. And let's slowly come back. Bring your knees together. Outstretch your legs in front of you. Last wiggle here. And for our final resting pose, I invite you to lie down. I want you to stay as long as you need to relax, and when you're ready, finding an upward posture for you. And just ending your practice with bringing awareness to those areas we worked on today, and really feeling gratitude towards our bodies for doing everything they do every day. Thanks for turning up. Namaste.